always fresh, every day. You're watching Fastlane Daily.
The pizza is deep dish, the kielbasa has strong garlic overtones, and the cold wind will turn your nipples into cubic zirconia. It's Chicago, people, where the city's auto show kicked off this week for members of the motoring media. We'll have all the latest from the big three and beyond. Also, Porsche teases its Panamera again, and a German supercar maker could be prepping an even faster version of its weird Audi-powered sports car. Hey, how you doing, everybody? I'm Derek D. And this guy, we're watching Fastlane Daily.
Fastlane Daily with Derek D. Always fresh every day.
This episode of Fastlane Daily is brought to you by Friday the 13th, in theaters Friday.
It's been seen on the set of the next Transformers movie and on every car blog from New York to Helsinki. But in Chicago this week, General Motors took the official wraps off a concept car it's calling the Stingray. That's the real-life name of the Autobot sideswipe from the upcoming Transformers sequel, Revenge of the Fallen. On top of its movie role, the Stingray is also a styling exercise some say could preview Chevrolet's next-generation C7 Corvette. With the name recalling Corvette's iconic past, the Stingray combines classic Corvette styling cues with more forward-looking lines suggesting a modern jet fighter. The Stingray is sharing a Chicago spotlight with other Autobot characters from Transformers, including the Camaro-based Bumblebee and the Volt-based Jolt, along with minicars, skids, and mudflap, based on the company's new Spark in 2007 Trax concept. Revenge of the Fallen premieres on June 26, 2009. And Hyundai showed up in the city of big shoulders with a lighter, stripped-down version of its Genesis Coupe. It's the 2010 Genesis Coupe R-Spec. Call it the purest edition of the car Hyundai is calling the spiritual successor to the Nissan 240SX. Or call the R-Spec a clean slate for tuners to add their own performance signatures.
So what we decided to do with the Genesis Coupe R-Spec is reduce the price by $3,000 to get a nice canvas for the tuners that are going to put wings on it and modify the engine, that type of thing, but don't necessarily need some of the creature comforts that are out there. So we've deleted the rear spoiler, deleted the sunroof, infinity audio systems, cruise control, some of the non-essential features to drop that base price so they can go out and modify the car and put their options on it that they want for racing, for a car show, whatever they choose to do.
Either way, the R-Spec comes with the same basic gear as the Genesis Coupe track model. That's Hyundai's 2-liter turbo 4, producing 210 horsepower, hooked to a 6-speed manual. It also gets 19-inch alloy wheels, Brembo brakes, and a track-tuned suspension and Torsen-limited slip differential. What it doesn't get is extras like automatic headlights, cruise control, chrome interior accents, steering wheel audio controls, and Bluetooth. But at a starting price of $23,750, the R-Spec comes in $3,000 under the 2-liter track model. That means more cash left over for neon lighting kits and coffee can exhausts. Just kidding. We hope. And Ford rolled out its Taurus SHO in Chicago. That's the revival of the company's super high output Taurus that debuted in 1989. Ford officials in Chicago explained how the company tapped a wide community of show fans during the car's development. Check it out.
The original show has such a cult following that there are lots of websites and lots of enthusiasts who were more than happy to tell us what they wanted the show to be. And the first thing they told us was the exterior of the car can't be too different from the regular Taurus. It's like a cool club to be in. You know, show people know other show people, but the car can't be gaudy. One of the exterior differentiations is 20-inch wheels and tires, but that's a pretty low-profile 20-inch wheel and tire, and that sets up the ability to take the base suspension, change the shocks, change the stabilizer bars, retune it for a very engaging driving experience. So not only does it go when you're on the highway and want to boost it a bit, but it's very agile in the turns. And we actually brought back some retirees who had worked on the original show and said, how did you tune it for a corner? How did you tune it for down the road? And, you know, so we went really back to its roots.
Ford says the show will go on sale this summer at a price just shy of $38,000. And the news trickle from Porsche continues today on the company's upcoming Panamera Gran Turismo. Porsche released the first interior shots and pricing details of the company's first luxury sedan. The new images reveal cockpit-style seating for 4 with a high center console with visual cues to the company's Carrera GT supercar. Porsche says the Panamera S will start at $89,800, with the 4S topping $93,800. The S model will get a 4.8-liter V8, producing 400 horsepower, good for a 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds. Upgrades on the Panamera Ã will get the pricier model to 60 in 4.8 seconds. Porsche says the top-range turbo model will start at $132,600 and score a 0 to 60 time of 4 seconds flat and top out at 188 miles per hour. All variants of the Panamera will get Porsche's new dual-clutch PDK auto-manual transmission. No word yet on any other options, but more details will likely trickle forth in time for a concept reveal at the Geneva Motor Show next month. That ahead of an expected production model reveal at the Frankfurt Auto Show later this year. Next up, what's next for the German supercar with a funny name? That's in the Internet Rumor Mill coming up right after this.
Rated R starts Friday, February 13.
And its name may sound like something out of Kafka, but the Gumpert Apollo is all Ubermensch. The German sports car manufacturer says it'll unveil a more aggressive version of its oddball supercar at next month's Geneva Motor Show. The company's calling it the Apollo Speed, and it follows on other high-performance models, the Apollo Sport and Apollo Race. Gumpert officials say the Speed will get a new carbon fiber and aluminum underbody, along with larger wheel arches, a new front splitter, adjustable rear spoiler, and revised air intakes to accommodate yet undisclosed mechanical upgrades. Power comes from an Audi-sourced twin-turbo 4.2-liter V8, producing around 800 horsepower and 664 pounds-feet of torque. Gumpert says the Speed will get from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3 seconds flat, pass 124 in 8.9 seconds, and reach a top speed of 224 miles per hour. No word yet on price or production run, but insiders say the Apollo Speed could eventually challenge established supercars like the Koenigsegg for the world's shrinking supercar dollar. We'll keep you posted while Mike dances. And finally, Audi may be pulling out of the American Le Mans series, but not before launching a new car at the 12 Hours of Sebring. Italian magazine Sport Auto and the UK's Autosport captured the car testing at Spain's Vallelunga circuit. No word on specs yet, but the R15 will lead the company's prototype class program at 24 Hours of Le Mans this June. Well, that's the end of Fastlane Daily for today. I'm Derek D, and I'm kind of sad today, I gotta be honest, guys, because the Cobalt, trading it in today. Right after I do the show, bringing the Cobalt back.
This week on WePCTV.
With all these amazing computers coming down the pipeline, what should we do with our current computers when they become obsolete?
WePCTV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel. You dream it, ASUS builds it, Intel inside.